welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us. We're here at Interrupt New York 2010. On our program is Shaun Walsh, who is the VP of Corporate Marketing at Emulex. Hello, Shaun.
Hi, Rich. How you doing? Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for being here.
All right.
So what's new at the company?
So there's a couple of exciting things going on. As you know, the world of networking is moving towards 10 gigabit Ethernet.
Sure.
And this is a little different than what we've seen in the past, where when you go from one protocol to the next, it's pretty much a performance bump. There really isn't a functional change. Where with 10 gigabit, now that we're seeing network convergence come in, where people are trying to take traditional IP networks and then traditional fiber channel and storage networks and bring those together into one fabric, we're really seeing a fundamental transition. And there's two things that are driving that. One, obviously, is server virtualization, where we're putting many virtual machines on one box that's driving demand for bandwidth. And then the second dynamic is all of the server vendors are adding virtual I/O capabilities to their edge switching capabilities. And now they're taking those 10 gigabit pipes and virtualizing those into multiple classes of service. So that's really the biggest change that we see happening right now from the 10 gigabit Ethernet side of the world.
And how is that affecting your business?
So for us, it's really a new opportunity. As you know, Emulex has traditionally been a fiber channel storage player. And about 2 years ago, actually here in New York at Walsh at the New York Exchange, we announced our entry into the 10 gigabit Ethernet market. And since then, we've worked with all the major OEMs and gotten design wins on each of these new virtual I/O fabrics. So what it means is that we now have to take our core fiber channel technology, apply that to an IP infrastructure, and bring those two networks together. And one of the things that we introduced here at the show is a new book called the Management Mind Meld. And the reason we put that out is that as we were talking to IT managers about this, you know, the storage guys are going, hey, I've got my domain, my policies, my issues. The network guys have their own. The security guys say, hey, you both now have to comply to this different thing. And it's really not just about the physical pipes. Everyone can plug together the physical pipes. It's the policy and the management and the infrastructure that has to change in order for this to be cohesive. And while they'll be sharing a physical infrastructure with 10 gigabit Ethernet going forward, they'll still have their own domains because the policies, best practices, regulatory and compliance issues will drive that. So this is a new tool that we've created to help the IT managers look at what is the other side of the equation. And I don't know if you've ever seen the anime comic books where from front to back it's English, you flip it over, and then the other side is Japanese.
Right.
So we did the same thing with this. Well, the front half of it is everything a network admin needs to know about storage, and you flip it over and it's everything a storage admin needs to know about networking.
Really interesting. Okay, so it seems like virtually every other sort of disparate technology has come together, and now it makes sense that some of the last remaining silos are broken down in terms of bringing them together. We've had voice, we've had data, we've had video.
Absolutely.
IP has this way of just breaking through everything and just forcing different groups or different departments to come together and try to figure out policies that work across all disciplines, right?
Yes. And that's exactly what we're seeing, is that, you know, as people continue to drive cost and optimization and power and cooling benefits and other competitive advantages in their data center, they're looking at the cost infrastructure of networking. We've seen consolidation and virtualization go through many cycles on storage. The VMware and Hyper-V guys and Citrix guys have been driving it on the server, and now we're starting to see it move into the networking side as well. The other big dimension here is that as we're seeing more cloud-type activity and more, you know, platform as a service, software as a service, we're seeing stronger moves towards file-based content, and that really lends itself to NAS and iSCSI and FCOE.
So what's next for the company?
So next for the company, we'll be looking at the management side of this equation. So one of the new products that we introduced at Interop in April was a new management tool called One Command Vision. And One Command Vision allows you to see each of these virtual network segments, each of the virtual machines that are assigned to them, and the complete I/O data path. So what it allows you to do is then look at individual VMs, understand what their quality of service requirements are, what's happening to them from a networking perspective, and are we meeting those, and then it will dynamically leverage vMotion and other types of tools to distribute the workload from an I/O perspective as well as a CPU perspective. So we're working with things like vSphere and HP Opsware and those types of high-level policy setting management tools to bring that together. The plumbing in and of itself, you know, people will figure out how to connect that. That's not a big deal. The real issue is how do you make it easy to manage and easy to live with?
Makes good sense, and thanks for being on the program, and good luck making it all happen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.